that button. So welcome to this week's. We actually left the adventurers in a rather interesting situation as they separated to divide and conquer. But more of that later. Before that, I'm just going to give each of the players an opportunity to introduce who they are, who they will be playing, and then if you could pass the book, gentlemen. So if you say who you are, who you're playing, and then pass it to somebody else in the stream, that would be absolutely fantastic. And we're going to start off with right the way down there, right at the bottom, holding up the whole of that pillar, a pillar of strength in both the community and in the party. No, it's not you, Julius. It's Bazooka.
I knew so. It had to be with the entrance like that. I am Big Beastie, and I am playing Bazooka. He is the tank of the group. Not really. He is a fighting rock gnome, and we'll pass it across. Who's across? Battery.
Hi guys, I'm Flat Battery. I'm going to be playing the half elf called Julius, the actual tank. Now half tank because now I don't have any.
You have no trousers, don't you? Is it trousers? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
To Long. Sorry, I'll just pick in.
Hi guys, I'm Longshanks EPG. I play the druid in the group who loves running around hitting people with his quarterstaff. When that fails, he might change into a couple of animals. And I will pass it on to the non-bladed dwarf.
I am Klutzeden. I play Rubik, the dwarf sorcerer, the soon-to-be tank of the group when Jolis armor will be rusted.
Yeah, when the Tin Man eventually gets rusted to bits.
And I'll pass it to the strategist of the game, Araval.
I'm Cryptex. I'm playing Araval, another wood elf ranger. As Cloud said, I'm the strategist, usually trying to keep these guys alive and organized, except when we're underground for long periods of time. And I will become the tank of the group when everyone else is dead.
It sounds like you've been very optimistic about tonight's adventure. Who's left? Sprocketeer. Are you muted?
You're muted, sir.
Oh, I made such a funny remark there as well.
Wait, shall we all just laugh, Sprocketeer?
Just patch it in later.
Yeah,
I'm Sprocketeer. I'm Sprocketeer. I'll be playing Tenariel, a wood elf cleric. Not much to say. She's not the tank of the group yet. Probably never will be.
You managed to hit some things like last adventure.
Just.
As a cleric, you'd be tanked before I would.
Yeah. I've just got this vision of Arval with all these mobs coming towards you, and Arval just pushing you gently towards the front.
No.
Like the most esteemed position that everyone seems to want.
Yes. Apart from when there's rust monsters around, and then then everybody dies behind the leather-clad ranger somewhere. Okay, before we go any further, let me just mute them, and it is time to run the intro for Dungeons and Dragons.
Flicker.
So, somebody's got a phone
that
call.
was-
Somebody's got a phone call. I could hear a phone going. Anyway, welcome back. They are back. Hopefully they can just keep quiet when I give you a synopsis of what's been happening. So the runners have volunteered to go to the nearby Whitcomb mine, which has actually been deserted for some time after some kind of gaseous potion solution made a lot of the miners go mad, and they in true Lord of the Rings style, they dug so deep that they disturbed something. So the party have volunteered to go to the Whitcomb mine in search of silver, because they're in the current town of Clarion, there is definitely a werewolf problem, and so they're trying to find enough silver to start to generate weapons, etc., in order to deal with the werewolf problem. In the previous adventure, they managed quite successfully to wipe out and clear out the top level of the mine, and they've got 2 guards and 2 miners up there now, dealing with things and sorting things out and making it ready to be used again. The adventurers, in brave adventuring style, ventured forth to the second layer, level 2, 1 layer down, and they arrived full of excitement to see what they would find and what they would encounter. It's so far they have encountered what appeared to be a jelly type monster that had the souls of all the previous miners encapsulated inside them, with eyes and mouths jabbering away as they approached. And also they found what appears to be some kind of fungus forest that emits the sweet honeysuckle smell. And at the end of the last adventure, the party were encountering some woodlice type creatures that they identified as rust monsters, as one of them slowly or quite quickly eroded Julius's leggings off his chainmail or plate mail and eroded them quite a way off. And as they dealt with the 2 of these, the Ashenik and Tenariel and Elval heard sounds from another area of the mine, and suddenly the party realized that they were facing an attack on 2 fronts, and that quite nicely is where we left it. So I'm going to transfer them over to the map that you're on now, guys. Just as usual, once I put you there, don't start moving your characters this way and this and that way, because I've left it exactly. Oh, I've got feedback. Exactly how I left it, and for some unknown reason, you won't actually transfer onto that map.
And we're now teleported to a different map that you can edit.
No, there you go. You should be on that map, yeah?
No,
Yes, sir.
I've got a black screen.
Oh, yeah. I got to zoom out.
Yeah,
There we go.
I thought Bazooka was dead for a minute because
Okay.
Longshanks, you can't see because you're...
Almost.
He's next to me, I can see.
Yeah.
I
So
can see now.
yeah, so that's where everybody was. I'm not too sure, Erval, but had you started to move and got, or were you to a certain
Yeah.
place? Yeah, because
I thought at the very end I'd moved closer to Tenariel and Ashenik.
yeah, well that's where you will have ended up, because I haven't moved any of the characters. Now, I'm just wondering why, Erval, you're not actually on the. Okay, so this is what we'll do. I'll wipe that because there's certain things that are not on the. So we'll roll some initiatives in a moment. So if you've got a love heart on you, I think that is Tenariel's aid spell, yeah,
Yep.
which is still running absolutely fine. You'll notice that there's 2 sniffling woodlice here that are now dead, which are of course the rust monsters that attacked you. Julius, Bazooka, and Rurik, you heard sounds coming from this direction. You can probably see up ahead the corridor turns slightly, if anybody can see that, and they appear to be coming around from there. Down on the second front, down here, Ashenik and Tenariel, you saw these rather imp-like creatures jumping down the corridor. And Tenariel, you've actually seen something similar to this beforehand.
Yeah.
You've seen them when you were underneath Betic Manor. And if you remember, I think one of them appeared on Bazooka's shoulder, and then you killed another one. They look very similar, but if you remember, I said last time that as they hop towards you, they seem to be leaving a trail of dust behind them as they come around that corner. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about anything before we head off and start the combat? No? Excellent.
Nope.
So if you guys would like to actually start rolling some initiative. Well done, Bazooka. Straight in there.
Damn it.
He was ready for you.
Yeah, he might want to roll again, though. I didn't see what he got. No, he did. I don't think he had his character, his token selected.
No, you got a one.
He was...
The one time he gets a decent initiative and you're going to take it away from him.
Yeah, he's...
No, I think initiatives is just the combat rolls that suck.
Oh yes, that is true. You're not very good at. Well, no, I think everybody did really well last adventure. In any case, right? Let me just roll some of these, and we need. Let me just select. I'm on the wrong layer. Let's do that, and roll that. So we'll move the two little impy things that are coming towards you as one initiative, guys, until further notice, unless one gets injured, etc. Is everybody on? Yeah, all done and dusted. So let's rearrange it, and that is the order that we'll be going for. So, Julius, you, believe it or not, I'm going to remove these previous rusties. Okay, just to make the area a little bit cleaner there, so people knows what's happening. Okay,
And-
yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I should have asked it before. It's now a 20 they need to hit me on, instead of 21, isn't it?
Your armor
Yeah,
class has
it's
gone.
gone
Yeah,
up.
your armor class has gone down by -1. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And if I take another piece, and if I take another piece,
This is what you get for insisting on being the tank.
and another piece, you could be naked by the time of armor. By the time
Just
you're done.
tightly white shield and sword.
Yeah. Okay then, Julius, you are up.
I'm going to move up to here and ready in action that if anything comes near me of enemy nature, I'm going to swipe at it.
Okay, so let me just see what you can actually see from there. Yeah, okay then. So you can actually see that if I put it on for you, I'll change it onto your layer. You should be able to see it, a bit of it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see that there's actually something there, and it looks like a similar creature that you've seen before. Okay, Ashenik, off you go.
Ashenik is going to get himself into a defensive position and ready to take a swipe at anything when it comes near him.
Okay.
If it's not one of the party.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, Rurik, you are up.
I will summon my familiar on the wall because he's a lizard.
Here he is. You see
That's
him?
a bonus action. Yeah. And I'm gonna retreat back here. I can go there.
Cool.
I can go to here, I think.
Excellent. Okay. End of action? Or would you like to... I'm just going to move Roger up a little bit so he's actually on the wall there.
Yeah.
End of action?
That's
or you
the end of action.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Rusty Monsters are happening next, Julius, just so you know. And yeah, so this is the first one that is coming round the corner. It will come into your range straight away, so you've got a delayed action, so go for it.
Yep. Long sword. 12.
12 misses it. So this will be it's always going to bite first, and then it will engage its 10-eye and 10-eye as it comes round. So it sort of like charges up to you, and as it comes in, you try to sweep it, you hit it with the sword, you miss it with your sword, and basically the first thing this wants to do is almost like bite at your bare legs. And 19 will miss, I think.
Yes, it's 20.
Yeah. Okay, then that's cool. Okay, and then you do notice that there is another one that comes round the corner as well. And just so you know, you can see that there's one getting further back. So it's obviously moved its movement, but not managed to get to you in this round. So this other one sort of like takes a bite at you. Oh, and misses quite nicely. Excellent. And so, Bazooka, you are up. Oh, Julius, please turn around and say, "I will hold the now away. Fly, you fools!"
That's my line.
Please say that.
I will fight in the shade.
Thou shall not
Bazooka turns round to Julius.
Bazooka, you're up.
Right, so Bazooka turns round to Julius, who was stood right next to him, and now he's up there. He says, "Let's get..." Oh.
Let's get ready to rumble.
It's just like full musical action as well. It's like, let's get ready to rumble.
And what would you like to do, Bazooka?
He's going to charge up here.
Okay.
Mike.
So you'll be able to hit the one that's in front of Julius at the moment, if you wish to make an attack at it.
Oh, crap, roll one.
Yeah, don't use your sickle. Oh, nice. The crit hits.
Crit hits.
That's more like it.
Your second one?
But the second one misses. So
Really?
let me give me some damage for your critical scimitar hit. 9 points. Nice. So tell me what you did.
Okay, so as he comes running up, he's like, takes a big swing, hits it, and as he goes to swing the other one, it gets caught up on the back of Julius's top.
Skirt. His tabard. Yeah.
My top of my with the elastic band of my tighty whitey.
Okay.
And he misses with that hand.
Is like one more stroke and those coming off.
Excellent. So next is these dusty impies over on this side. Let me just check their movement before we go anywhere, which is fine. Right, so we have some attacks here. So this one will move into your range, Ashenik, which allows you to hit it. So if you'd like to make your attack roll there. That's a miss. I think 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this one comes into attack Tenera as well. So these guys are actually sort of like they almost like scurry along the ground, and then as they get close to you, you see their wings unfurl, and so they're actually fighting you almost at face level. You know, so they're not actually on the floor that you can stand. They're actually sort of like mini gargoyles with sort of like leathery wings behind them, and they have almost like a sandstone color and texture to them. And you can see that as they're flapping their wings, bits of dust are sort of like falling from them and cascading all over the place. And the first thing that they do to both of you is that they come up and they just sort of like open their mouths, and this breath of almost like sand blasts out to you as if they're sort of like sandblasting a wall, and it comes to sort of like both of you. Now I've got to make a to hit roll, okay, but you get to do a dexterity saving throw as well. So your dexterity saving throw is DC 10. So if you'd like to roll those just in preparation. Oh. Yes, both of you. So you manage to you're not blinded by the sand. The sand doesn't actually get into your eyes, but they actually blast into your skin. And so this is the attack against yours, Ashenik, 16.
That hits.
And 14 against you, Tenariel.
14 misses.
Excellent. So you take 5 slashing damage, Ashenik, and you take none. I wish I had advantage on that roll, because that would have been nice. Cool. So that's 12 over. Araval, you are up.
All right, Araval sees...
This combat is so spread out now.
That's crazy. Let's say it. Araval sees that we're being attacked on 2 fronts, and he will shout down the corridor down the tunnel as loud and a commanding voice as he possibly can.
Silence.
Regroup, Tin Man. Sorry, I lost the word. I didn't want to say fall back. I didn't want it to sound retreat. I had a really good word, and it just fled my mind for a second.
In the opposite direction.
Regroup, Tin Man. We must hold the fork.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move down here and take a shot at the closer one, the one attacking Tenariel.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So its armor class will be adjusted as you shoot at it, but go for it. Yeah. So Tenariel, you feel this arrow go flying between you and a Ashenik and hit this little impy thing, and it do some damage.
Doing some damage.
7 points, thank you. Excellent. Tenariel, you're up.
Well, having fought these little buggers before, she's going to try and knock it out of the sky with her mace.
Nice.
Not much else she can do. See. Oh,
No. Oh, yeah, missed. Excellent. Okay, so back up to Julius up at the top bit with the rusty monsters.
I'm going to hear Araval's cry. He's like, shout back, come in. So I'm going to move.
You can take a full round action to retreat, so you don't take a attack, or you can take the attack and still.
I'm
ready in
gonna,
action.
I'm going to disengage as an action.
Cool. Yep.
So they don't get a chance to hit me.
Yep.
And as I'm running back, it's like it's so light for some reason. That I've never been able to feel before. You know, the breeze on my leg.
Excellent. So is that your full movement down there? Is that what it is?
I'll shout back to Bazooka.
5 feet, yeah.
You're coming, mate. Come on.
Excellent. Okay then. So next round, still this round. Sorry, next one to go is Ashenik.
Ashenik, seeing that his quarterstaff has failed, is going to blast it with his poison spray, which I've just linked for you.
Cool.
And also, so I remember what I do. 1d12.
So what's my saving throw? What's my DC for my saving throw?
Just as a con saving.
It just says a Constitution save. That's
Yeah,
all it
but
says.
it'll be a save for your spell casting, won't it? It'll be like a spell casting saving throw.
11.
11. Cheers. Yeah, so it fails its con save and takes how many is that?
4.
4. Cool. Yeah, tell me what happens.
So Ashenek from his previous one has done an arcing sweep up with his quarterstaff. That's failed, so he's brought his left hand up and just blasted it in its face with a poison spray.
Excellent.
It's like smoke coming straight out of his hand.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh because it says projector puff of noxious gas. Woolwick, off you go.
I will move back here.
You could probably burning hands through those two just out of interest.
I love the look that Longshanks had when you said that. His eyes just got wide. And he's just.
I think
my armor's made out of wood. I don't like this.
I do think they're actually. I think it would actually.
At least it's not me this time.
Oh yes.
First thing I want to do is use meta magic for 1 point to cast level 0.
Yeah.
To make it twin spell.
Cool.
I don't know what's
On
worse,
both
being
of
cooked
them.
in wooden armor or being cooked
Yeah.
in metal armor.
I was
So-
thinking the same thing.
So
Which would actually
they
be
both
worse.
now got true strike on them for you. So I'm going to put this little can you see that little target on
Yeah.
it for it? Yeah.
My partner's just said it's like you keep better than wooden armor because it's.
And
Yeah.
when it's my turn, because it's my turn, can I move my gecko to the roof of the cabin?
You can instruct it to, yeah, and it can. That would just be like a free action, so to speak. Yeah. That's
So
fine.
it would be out of range of
Yeah.
the rust.
Yeah.
monster.
Cool. Okay. Rust monsters time. Okay. Bazooka, what sort of like metal armor do you have on? Are you wearing chain?
Chainmail.
Cool. Okay then. So can you make for me a dexterity saving throw, and your DC is 11.
Can I give the rust monster inspiration?
Okay then. So the
Bazooka, do you have inspiration? You can use it.
if you want to use your inspiration now you can
Ooh.
to automatically save that saving throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that saving throw with my.
Cool. Yeah. That's
If it's 11, if he gets the full D4, he'll still have 10.
I don't think he has. He doesn't have. He doesn't have bless on him. He has aid on him. He doesn't have bless.
Yeah.
Does it? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bless has worn off.
Yeah. So and this is that's fine. And so this rust monster comes down here, Julius, to attack you. So you make your dexterity saving throw, DC 11. This is exactly the same. Do you want to know?
Also,
On roll 20, I don't know whether or not it does this for everybody else, but on roll 20, the box comes up and there's a pause.
Yeah, with it just being
And
empty.
there's I have so much tension. I'm sort of like, and then it gets a 5. Are you?
yes. I'm going to use my inspiration as well.
Cool. Okay, and that brings me to you, Bazooka.
Okay. Hearing who was it?
Ereval.
Both Ereval and Julius at this point have called out.
Okay. So hearing them, he's Bazooka's gonna be like, he's gonna try and take these out. So I'll be there in a minute, and he's gonna.
Cool. Yeah, go for it.
Oh no!
He was the one I was worried about, actually paying attention.
Oh.
I'll be right there.
Why are you rolling tonight?
That's one.
Bazooka, where did you get your dice steroids?
But do you know that is so close to the last two rolls that you actually made?
I'm thinking
20.
I might have put my second hand. I may have cut it on his
Yeah.
rusty.
The last one was 25 and 10, and this one was 25 and 8. Go for it. Do some damage.
Maybe he thought Julius was still on that side.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Oh, 13.
Noise.
It is hanging on to its the slightest amount of health. Tell me what you do.
So he's going to come across long ways, short ways,
Sideways.
sideways. That's the fella. So as he's like cut across his face, he's going to come over the top with the other one. But obviously, it's his hands playing up after he cut it on the back of Julius's pants, and he's kind of niggling him. So it's not.
It's a it's a first good hit though. Really good. Okay then.
Sharp, I can tell you that.
Okay, back to the imps in front of you guys. So this is my to hit you, Ashanik. 10 probably misses.
That it does.
Yeah. And 16 to Nariel.
That misses as well.
Excellent. Okay then. So
And you say you're not a tank.
yes. Excellent. Araval, you're up.
All right.
Good.
Assessing both of those dust Memphis, do they both look like they're over half health?
Yeah.
That was your threshold. They both look quite healthy.
They
All
both
I'm
look
gonna
over
use-
half health, yeah.
I'm going to use my second spell slot of the day and then attack the same one again.
Yeah. And that'll be able for you to... Does that do it on both of them because they're within...
Yes,
Yeah.
thorns will hit both of them because they're within
Yeah.
5 feet.
Yeah, cool. So 26
Yeah.
hits.
Okay, and then I need a D10 on the same one that I just hit.
Is that the one in front of... Is that 6 going on the front of the one in Tenariel?
The front of Tenerife, yes.
Yeah.
The closer one, the same one I attacked
Yeah.
the last time. So it takes a total of 9, and the second one takes a total of 9 as well.
Nice. So the one in front of Tenariel is almost like hanging on. You can see it's sort of like bits of its wings and its body. This sort of like the sandstony thing is totally missing now, and it's just sort of like barely sort of like keeping up in a fight. The other one is also quite pretty much battered, but still going. Ereval, can you just make a perception check for me, please?
Absolutely.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to tell Ereval that he can hear something, but please, Tenariel, you... No, Tenariel, I'm not going to let you do it because there's a combat going on in front of you and you're right near this thing, but Ereval, you can definitely hear something down here. Can you see me pinging there?
Yep.
It almost sounds... you've heard something like this before. It sounds like the like scuttering, and it sounds a bit like the sound of spiders. And you've obviously heard this in forests before, and as they clamber up trees or something. But the interesting thing is, it seems to, you sort of like hear it, and you look that way, and you don't see anything at all. And it stops instantly. It's as if it almost like Kate was coming down the corridor. You turned, and then it stopped, and maybe disappeared, maybe went down somewhere or up somewhere, etc. Okay, Tenariel.
Can I have well, no, I already had a bonus action with my spell. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tenariel, you're up.
Well, Tenariel's getting a little bit frustrated now, so she's going to lose her temper a little bit. So
Oh, goodness.
She's getting angry.
she's getting...
Hulking out.
And she's going to put everything she's got into this and hit this annoying mosquito
Nice.
once for all and still misses.
Yeah, it just misses. It just misses.
I'll give the rust monster my mace.
Here, have this. It'll be a lot easier. Okay, Tenariel. I'm sorry, Julius, you're up.
Sweet. I'm going to give this guy whacking within an inch
Yeah.
of his short life. 12.
Right, just once, because somebody asked something. 12 actually misses it.
Oh, God damn it.
Somebody's just said, oh, can't find that. Never mind. Right, 12, that's you done. Ashenik, you're up.
Ashenik's going to take a wallop at it with his quarterstaff this time.
Excellent.
Mix it up a bit.
Are you be able to hit two? I think you can hit two next to each other, can you not? Or if you hit,
I didn't hear that, sorry.
I think you can actually hit two. I think one of the things about using a quarterstaff is that you can actually hit opponents that are next to each other if you hit.
Oh, okay, cool. No,
But so somebody just needs to check it, but I'm sure there's something like that in the rules. But 9 actually misses, so that's fine. Oh, Rurik, you're up, and you have got advantage on your roll on both of these.
Burning bush.
Hands.
I will use 2 sorcery points.
Yeah.
Cast Twin Spell
Yeah.
on a second level Witch Bolt.
Yeah. Cool.
This is the left one,
Yeah.
and this is the right one.
Yeah. Both hit. Flat. I haven't started it off, so that's why you can't.
Oh,
do it.
okay.
Yeah. Do me some damage.
This is for the first one,
Nice.
and this is for the second one.
Okay.
If they're not dead, I'll keep my concentration on them.
No, they both completely. You kill them instantly. You sort of like whack your witch bolt into them, and they just like explode in a shower of dust and sandstorm. Right, Tenariel and Ashenik, you need to make Constitution saving throws, DC 10 for me, please.
Put the sorcerer on the board. He's catching up now to the tanks.
That's
That's
fine,
good.
Ashenik.
Sorry.
That's good. With a -2.
Oh,
Okay, so as Rurik's witch bolt flashes past you and bursts into both of these dust imps, both of them explode. They die and then they instantly explode, sending bits of sand and bits of stone chips all over the place. It just sort of like goes within the sort of like a 5-foot radius of you both. Ashenik, you almost like see this in slow motion actually start to explode and manage actually just to turn your head and get a hand up, and you feel all this sort of like sand sort of like whack it into your shielding hand. Unfortunately, Tenariel, although you see Ashenik turning his head thinking, oh, what's he doing? You sort of like turn back to see yours just go like that, and it actually blows into your face, and you are now dead. No, sorry.
Welcome back. You're dead.
I died 4 times in 2 sessions in the other game.
You are this classic with that.
Don't bring that luck over here.
You are,
Rurik can say sorry.
I'm going to put,
She's
I'm
already
going to put
died
that.
once in this campaign too.
Okay, so you are now actually blinded, and just so you, I'm just going to put this underneath you. You are blinded for 1 minute. Which be 10 combat turns. However, just to let you know, at the end of when it comes to your initiative pass, you can actually make a saving throw, just like you've done before. And if you succeed, so it's DC 10, then you manage to get the sand out of your eyes, and then you'll be fine. So you're not permanently blinded. It's just because you got stuff in your eyes. Okay.
Can we give him a boost on that roll if we splash water in his face?
We unfortunately don't have any with us, so you're going to have to urinate within his eyes.
There you go.
Her eyes.
Still count. It would still wash it out.
Her eyes.
I'll just pick random targets to attack with my mace.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Are we?
Okay.
Question: Are we out of combat turn?
No. Combat.
Okay,
Still,
Combat
Okay,
at the
fine.
other end
That's fine.
is still going strong.
That's
Okay, right. Bazooka. This is their round to bite.
Mm-hmm.
9 will miss you. And Julius, this is their round to bite you. And 9, oh, was that the same roll? No, 9 will miss you as well. Okay, so Bazooka, you are up.
How come I get 9 piercing and he gets 8 piercing?
It's just the luck of the roll. Luck of the roll.
Reach.
It's because you're so small. There's more delicate areas are closer to it. That's what it is.
Fair fluff.
Are you hitting yet? Go for it. 17
Yes.
hits.
Cool. And oh my god.
9 misses.
It's the same one every single time.
It's always that second one, yeah.
You need more practice with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then, and that actually kills that rust monster.
Nice. I did it.
It's
Okay.
done it. There's another one behind it.
Right. Aravol, what do you wish to do?
does the other rust monster have pretty much cover behind Julius?
Yes.
Okay.
You
So-
could if you move to somewhere like here.
Okay.
Then I'll just adjust the armor class for it.
I'm more concerned about what's coming down the other tunnel, so I'm just going to call out to everybody, watch the third tunnel, and I'll gesture to anybody who's looking. We seem to be surrounded.
We're surrounded.
And
Okay.
I'm actually going to step back here and then ready in action for anything coming down from that direction.
Tenariel's still like going.
Wow.
Tenariel, it's
Yeah, that I'm ready in attack if anything comes down. From
okay.
that way.
Tenariel, you get your Constitution save.
She'll be not screaming and crying about it because
No, you're tougher than that.
she's the only girl in the group. She has to stand up for girl power.
Just a small girly whimper.
It's just an eyelash in my eye. That's all.
That damn mascara. I don't know what.
She'll stumble back a little bit because I don't know the creature facing me is dead.
That is true. So we'll just put you
so-
back.
I'm gonna sort of stumble back, and people will see that I'm probably
Yeah, they can sort of like, yeah.
and so on.
They can sort of like see, and Ashenik knows that everybody saw these sort of like burst, so that everybody knows what actually
She'll,
happened.
Drop a mace and start rubbing at her eyes, and
Yeah, and everybody can hear that wonderful, that feed of gyrating with little particles of sand onto fresh skin. Julius, will you be
Well,
distracted by this?
That's one way to have a sand bath, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to be distracted? We'll see with a hit, shall we?
Yeah. Oh!
Finally!
He does it. He manages to hit, but does he do any damage?
I am a pure man of focus.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Nice amount of damage. Yeah, excellent. Ashenik, you're up.
I am-
Ashenik,
Focus and tension right there. Sorry.
that's right. Ashenik, having seen Tenariel, taking like a full exploding like bucket of sand in the face, he's going to move over to her, and then he's going to use one of his level 2 spells. That one, lesser restoration, to cure her blindness.
Yeah.
if that is
Yeah.
possible.
That will do nicely.
Well, I could have done that myself.
So there we
Well,
go.
if you want it.
And that's an action, yes. So that's
It is an
action.
action.
Yeah, Rurik, you're up. I'm going to take these dusty things off because there's literally nothing left of them. It's
Rurik will help Tenariel by washing off the sand with rum.
yeah, go.
Oh, that's almost as bad.
Yeah, you sort of like see the dwarf coming up to you, Tenariel, because you can actually see now with his little drinks thing with rum, offering to sort of like splash it over to you as he comes close to you.
Roll for drunk.
I shall protest a little bit.
Yeah, no, in the mouth, please. Right, Rusty Monster time, and this is at you, Julius. So this is the Tenai. So this is a dexterity saving throw on 11, please.
No more.
You can't call shots, man.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh,
Oh,
it brings the Tenai towards you, and you suddenly instinctively try to put your shield there to parry it, but at the right moment you suddenly think no, and move it out the way as the Tenai does sort of like brush where the shield was. I think if you get the same, that's a save, isn't it, guys?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It goes to the defender.
There's no middle ground.
Yeah,
Success or failure.
Yeah, so you sort of like move it to one point as the Tenai go down, and it just sort of like falls to the ground and sort of like just touches a bit of the ironwork and sort of like dissolves it instantly underneath your feet. Bazooka, you are up. I know what Bazooka's going to do because I saw him measuring it out.
He's going to run up. No, he's.
Psych.
He's going to come charging down here and say, "I done did it," and he's going to take a swing at this one.
Okay, yeah, cool for it.
And hopefully he misses.
That's
like
misses.
I said,
Yeah, but
yeah.
the second one might hit.
the second one does hit. It
You're getting worse.
Okay.
So what happens is, as he's coming down on the tracks, his little legs are going. He's hey, I'm coming, I'm gonna get him, and he gets caught up in the tracks. And
Yeah, so your second, you sort of like make a swing at one of them, and you go to swing on the other one, and you mistime it altogether. And as you sort of like bring it round, it sort of like grates against the wall and catches on something, and your hand carries on, and the scimitar just falls to the floor. So you're one scimitar down. Remember for next attack round, please. Ervol, you're up.
There's not much else I can do. I will elaborate that I heard something from down this tunnel
Yeah,
and explain what how you described it.
cool. Tenariel, you're up.
Well, I'll finish rubbing my eyes, then I will accept Rurik's rum, but I will have a couple of
Drain it.
and then give him it back and thank him. I will thank Oh gosh.
Ashenik.
I was going to say Longshanks. I'm looking at his name on the screen and I couldn't read it. I will thank Ashenik for his assistance, and just take this round to sort of recover myself and pick my mace up and sort myself out.
Cool. Julius, you're up.
That's a no.
Yeah. I'm going to go for it again.
I'll be back in a
Do
second.
I do best and miss? Probably?
Yeah, nice.
You get a disadvantage on
6 points. Cool. Ashenik, what would you like to do?
Shenik is going to, having received his thanks from Tenariel, he's going to nod sage and say, no problem. And then he's going to turn this way, ready to keep an eye out from the tunnel.
Okay. You hear some music wafting over it's sort of like, he goes, dee 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 dee, as Ashenik and Tenariel look at each other's eyes. Rurik, what would you like to do?
I will say to Tenariel, no problems, and be careful. I will hear something from this corridor.
Okay. Rust Monster's time. The Rust Monster does not attack you, Julius, and it neither attacks Bazooka either. Because somebody has very cleverly distracted it by throwing food right there in front of it. And it immediately sees that it's food on the ground, and almost like a good dog, it turns its antennae straight down to the fallen scimitar and just goes like that. And you just notice, Bazooka, that your the metal on your scimitar just goes and dissolves away into rust.
All that's left
It's
is
too bad
the,
Bazooka
two
can't
bits
get a
of wood
rage because he would
for his
definitely
handle.
be right there.
Bazooka, your turn.
The gnome becomes a barbarian on the spot.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
He's still muted, mate.
I just thought he was cross.
Too mad to speak.
So he's got a double hand swing his scimitar.
Cool. Go for it.
Try and chop its head
Better
off.
the scimitar than the heirloom sickles that you just
Yeah,
put it in.
it's 17.
At least you
17 hits it.
Do I get a plus seeing it was two-handed?
No.
I do.
If anything, I could give you a minus because you're not actually used to wielding a scimitar like that. But I'm in a good mood. Yes. Or do you want to know, Julius and Bazooka? It looks like it's hanging on to its. It's obviously decided to fight this out to the last moment. It's got chips in its carapace. It's sort of like really dangerous, although it's got quite a big belly because it's full of food. Because it's very nice. Alvol, you're up.
All right. Realizing that the two tanks
It's-
are still struggling.
I was going to say I almost imagine that you four are sort of like having a picnic, and the two fighters are bashing away at the other end.
Everyone else is facing the other way while we're just going.
I know.
I'm gonna step up behind them and say, for the love, start mumbling some stuff incomprehensible, just irritated, and come over Julius' shoulder and fire a shot into the thing. Oh, and that's not enough, is it?
And it misses. You sort of like
Terrible.
You lean over to one side of your fire, and the shot comes straight through, and it actually misses the rust monster and Julius and Bazooka, and sort of like lands over here. Tenariel.
I kind of turn around and say, "You think you're open?"
Tenariel, what would you like to do anything with the combat up at the top, or are you quite happy to?
No, the tanks can manage
Yeah.
him.
Okay then. Julius, you are up.
I'm going to give it another go.
Finish this.
Turns around. Leave it to the experts.
Yeah. Hits.
1. 5. There we go.
5 points of damage actually kills this rust monster.
I would
What's
have been
that?
better off just waiting. I stuck forever dealing with this thing.
So there you go. So I'm going to remove that rust monster, and I'm going to remove this one.
As soon as we're out of combat, I'm going to say we may have another threat, and tell them to come explore the other passage. Tell them what I heard.
Yeah. Okay then.
We still have one other rust monster.
Yeah, there's still, I did see it when I was up here.
I mentioned that he hasn't showed himself, but he's still one of these things.
We're still better holding the fort. If we are still being attacked by multiple directions, we want to give ourselves options.
Yeah, just warning you off. There's one up there.
Understood.
So I'm just doing the reason I suddenly realised that the pole couldn't go out because it didn't have Longshanks.
I acknowledge that I don't have a lot of experience in underground tactics, but in any situation, if we're being attacked from multiple directions, the last thing we want is to get penned in a tunnel where we have no options to move.
Do you know, it's really nice, this area for combat, isn't it? Because there's...
Yes.
there's
You could have planned this a lot more devastating to our survival.
Who says I haven't?
At least not yet.
Excellent. Where's Rurik? Where's Roger going? Is he wrapping around you, or is he going into his extra dimensional place?
I'll send him to his dimension.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just going to send him to the GM layer, no matter what, so it doesn't sort of like impinge with moving around. Yeah. But I just needed to know whereabouts he's going to be. Okay, guys, off you go. What do you wish to do?
Are we out of combat now?
You're out of combat now, as far as you know.
So I'm going to move back here.
It's a brief reprieve.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I'm going to continue because I didn't see the combat behind me. Mm-hmm. I heard it, but I didn't see it. I don't know that there's something apart from being told there's maybe something coming up the other way.
There's probably some dust piles on the floor.
Yeah, that's all I say. Is I'll kick them.
You probably hear the thundering sound of lightning too.
Again?
You probably heard the thundering sound of lightning.
Yeah, from the witch.
I'm sure Rurik is happy to regale you in the tales of his slayings.
Yeah, halfway through, I kind of zone out. Is that you just tell me later.
Guys, I've taken your name labels off you so you can see each other, but I also thought actually on the OBS overlay actually has your tokens and your character's name, so I don't think we need them on these tokens as well. Because it's just sort of like cluttering. Sometimes you get so many over the top of each other that you can it looks a bit strange. So that's why they've gone. So don't worry, you haven't lost anything. Okay, what would you like to do?
Bazooka wants to complain that.
Sorry, Bazooka.
Bazooka wants to complain that his scimitar's disintegrated.
Yeah, completely. Did you bring your sickles with you?
No.
Okay.
I have this light mace I don't use if you want.
I turn to Bazooka and just go, how do you think you feel? I'm feeling the breeze here. You can see my legs right here. I mean, just look at the bulge. I'm bulgy.
I'm giving my light mace to Bazooka.
Okay, so you Rurik gives you a light mace, Bazooka, so you can wield it because your dual wield is not specified to scimitars or even the same weapon. So you can wield it if you wish. It's completely up to you. It would give you.
It's a simple hammer.
Yeah, it's fine. He's gonna just stick with his scimitar.
Okay, cool. Right. Can I please remind you guys, just so hopefully you remember from last week, that up here, this was the fungus. The fungus area. I think, Julius, was it you that went up there?
Me and believe Longshanks.
Right. Yeah.
Shanek went up there as well.
Yeah. And there was. Oh, and I think Roger went up as well. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very reluctantly, Roger went up on Ashenek's shoulder.
Yeah, and if you remember, it sort of like curves round, and you sort of like got clipped by some kind of sticking out bits, like bits of thorns, etc., from the fungus. And if you remember, in the last room there was what appeared to be a little coffer in there, and some. I think there was the barrel in there as well. And then there was this big mushroom that was almost like inverted and growing down from the top. So I
Not
just
to mention the honeysuckle smell.
oh yes,
the,
yeah,
the
and the
death
honey,
room we
yeah,
passed.
and the honeysuckle smell. I just thought I would refresh your mind about that, just in case you had forgotten or you wanted to do anything about it. So you still got. So with that one, you know that actually comes to what appeared to be an ending. It actually looked like it ended, but you still got 3 that you don't know where they go. And if you remember, you actually set off on this one, and you actually went up there, and that is when the rust monsters came back down there, and that's when you've retreated back to this part. Also, please remember that you need to clear the mine. Okay, so if there's anything up there, you need to deal with it, or be able to say it goes somewhere before. You can't just sort of like bring the miners and the guards down and say, well, get on with it, and let them be consumed by rust monsters. You know, you have to be quite nice about it. Okay.
Yeah, tell them, like, it's not necessarily clear.
Just use stone tools.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do?
Someone has something to put the mushroom on fire.
If only we had a flamethrower wielding person.
If only.
You know,
Yeah,
I did
you
actually.
should put that on top last. He was stuck up on top with the miners last week. Not last week.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And
I can throw fireball, but it's gonna take me like an hour or so.
what to hit? Sure.
I
Saying
throw
we
a
need a
fireball. And
No, that's a Shenek.
I'm not going to hit it, so.
Do we want to use an hour to clear? I mean, yeah, we kind of. I think it would be beneficial if we do clear this area out so the miners can get down.
I
We
think
need to clear the whole mine, not just that bit.
Yeah.
So we know there's something, or we know there's something down here because someone said
or we
And-
just could
here.
make
because-
the cavern collapse underneath, on top of the mushroom.
That doesn't really help us get to the silver that we need, though.
True.
Did you see
turned-
silver when you went back there?
no. All
Well,
they saw was the small coffer at the back, and that was well made. And if you remember, I described it like it's almost like as if it was a 6 potion bottle holder. It doesn't look like it was a massive chest. It was quite small. So I don't know if you were looking at Cam. It would have been about this long, and about sort of like that wide, and about that high. If anything, you Rurik, make a mining check, which is like your history, isn't it?
Yeah.
While that happens, I'm going to turn to Aravol and go, is the thing that you heard down there, is it getting closer, or is it where it is?
Actually, it's higher than that.
Its movements seem to be lateral
It's
from our
this
position.
plus 4.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a really low roll because you remember seeing these underground in any case, and it's what it looks to you like a small coffer that the like wages or money would be kept in. As if it was a bit that, everything's kept in here and then it would be taken out to pay miners. It's that sort of like security coffer rather than a chest or anything like that. It's definitely something that you think would have been something to do with wages.
Can't we burn the mushrooms out with oil?
The other thing that it could be something that like a sexton. Like a really delicate piece of almost like a technical piece of machinery or gadgetry that would have been safe within there.
Tin Man, why don't you and I explore that tunnel when everybody else holds this position? I'll wait till he's paying attention.
Maybe we can throw my grappling hook and grab the chest with it.
It's up to you. Is he paying attention?
No, he's not.
I was having a conversation about cold water in the pot.
This week's adventure is brought to you by Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, Flat?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume no.
Pay
Araval
attention.
will suggest that you and I should go and explore that other cavern while the others hold this position. We've been down there before. We know there's it's not a huge distance. If we do encounter something, we can fall back to the rest of the group, but we can determine if there is a threat from that flank.
The flank that's where the sound's coming from, or
where the sound is coming from, I'll gesture down that tunnel.
Okay.
Luca turns around and says, "Let the tanks do it."
And there's like a little breeze comes down and it's like just
he starts to march off that way.
So yeah, I'll take. I'll go first. If you just beat me, that'd be grand.
If little buddy, if you are that eager, I will let you and Tin Man take care of this yourselves. Better that the rest of us stay together if something else does attack.
I will surround my gecko and my familiar, and I'll put it on Tin Man so I can see.
Cool.
Where
We'll assume that it's on Tin Man's at the moment. Okay, so Julius and Bazooka, if you'd just like to, if you move your characters, but don't move them very rapidly. Don't suddenly, but you can move sort of like a jump of 10 feet at a time. And then I'm quite happy about that. So like, two squares.
Yeah.
Right. So you can actually see round this corner now, can't you? You can actually see up here.
Yeah.
And you can see that the corridor is it looks to have what appears to be cobwebs draped across the passageway, but they don't look like cobwebs that you would see in a forest or out in a hedge on a winter's or autumn day. They are, the normal ones sort of like have gaps between them. These don't. They're white and they're completely. They look completely not solid, but the gaps in them are very tiny. You sometimes see them in normal everyday, now in the modern day. So it's not like oh no, I'm trapped in a web. It's very thick, and
web.
Say again, sorry.
Like silken web.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look as finesse as that. It looks as if there's a lot of it, and it looks like it's been draped. I'm trying to describe it the best that it doesn't look like it's been woven across the passageway. It looks as if it's been a sheet and somebody's gone whew, like that, and it's just sort of like edged, it's fallen across the.
Indiana Jones and the.
There's a wonderful bit in Indiana Jones when he's pushing through it. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, good one.
So all this has happened because we've cleared this out, didn't we?
No, not.
We had been down this one. Yes, we explored that tunnel.
Yeah.
Did we? I thought that was.
Yeah,
That was the first one because Ereval recommended that we work right to left.
Yeah, we stuck to the right, and then you was like, "No, we're not going down that one. We're going to go down this one next to the."
That's right. Yeah.
And you came up to, you saw the thing here, and I think somebody came up here and saw that it branched off and ended into dead ends, you know, and then that was it.
And had 2 silver seams.
But not very big ones.
So since we've been down there, it's changed.
Yeah, and then you've been over here, and you've been down here, and then you've been back down there, and it's definitely changed since when you were last down here.
Okay. Doesn't make the hairs on the back of her neck stand on end in any way, shape, or form.
Bazooka, you do remember that the last time you fought a big spider, a very close companion of yours never returned.
And Julius also got taken out as well.
Yes. Was it Julius who fell off the roof, or was that?
Yeah.
No, that was Bazooka.
Was that?
No, that was not me. It was
it was
I had to backfill, didn't I, to get up there, and I got up there.
It was the NPC.
Yeah,
that joined us.
It was. Yeah, he fell off the roof.
The constable.
Okay,
right.
Julius, you can see a bit more now. That you can probably see the webbing.
Mm-hmm.
That, and you can actually see right through to the back of that cavern, can't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that through the webbing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can I look through my family room and tell the rest of the party what they see?
Yeah, by all means. So Rurik's looking through his familiar through Roger and is relating what he can see. So at the moment, it seems to have filled up with web, but there seems to be nothing there.
I kind of, when I first, to relate to anyone that's watching, when I joined this party, I was hunting a beast. But when I joined up with the party, a different beast, which we now know is the werewolf. When I joined,
special werewolf. Well, do we know that?
No, huge jump.
We suspect it's a werewolf.
Yeah,
that it was. But on the first battle that we had the big spider and everything like that, and I was playing a different character then. Anyway, but when that person got taken out, I took over this character, Julius, and then he got taken out by the spider. So he does have a little bit of I hate spiders kind of thing as well. So he actually, with the familiar nearby, is like, Rurik, can you come up here and clear this with your flame thing? Or anyone that can come up and clear this?
Burn it all down.
Yeah, pretty much burn it all.
Don't ask me shit, you can't hear a thing.
Rurik is telling to Eshenik that they need fire.
Eshenik goes, I'm on it. And he's gonna move off this way. And as he goes that way, he's in his right hand. In his left hand, he's carrying his quarterstaff, and his right hand is going to go.
I've been waiting for this moment since you rejoined us.
Yeah.
He's walking away with
flame appears in his hand.
He's walking away with purpose. It's like, yeah, this is my thing.
The druid loves putting things on fire.
Cool. Where would you like to go?
Ashenik is gonna slowly catch up with Tin Man. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees Bazooka just dive, like full on dive for cover.
So there's sort of like two areas of webbing. There's this webbing here, and there's this webbing here. So the best place. Remember, this here is a ramp up, so that is elevated up. Standing about here, really and truly, would be the best place because you're not. Are you going to chuck it?
Yeah, that's what I can do with it.
Be wary anytime the DM tells you this is the best place for you to stand.
You said that, and my eyes went.
Okay, saying it this way, I mean, if you're stood here, you're not going to need an attack roll to deal with this web because you can literally
just go
drop it onto it.
Okay.
And the same with this web. If you're sort of like stood at the top of the ramp, then you can literally, because it's a cantrip, isn't it? So you can just re-summon it and then pop it on. If you're going to stand down here and try to lob it, then you will.
I'm going to have to roll.
You're going to have to roll from there.
Ashenik is going to start just doing the roll because it's got to happen. Ashenik is going to walk up to the top of the ramp and use his produce flame in his right hand and burn the flames to his the webs to his webbing to his left first.
Those first, yeah. Okay, so you sort of like almost like drop the flame onto it, and it's quite. Normally a dry web would just sort of like crumble away and burn, and this almost like sizzles and smoulders as if it's wet and quite moist, as if it's been newly laid. And it's slowly. Are you going to let all that go and then do this one?
I will do one lot and then the next.
So
Ashenik will do one lot, then the next.
So you're going to let all that disappear before you light this lot?
Yeah, he's going to clear the entirety of the left first, and then move on to the right.
Cool. So you sort of like drop it down, and it slowly starts to disappear. So you can see it getting thinner and thinner, and then slowly sort of like disappears, and the last bit of thread actually goes and just sort of like almost like vanishes as if candy floss. Okay, and you can see that side of the corridor is completely empty.
Ashenik is going to call over his shoulder to Tin Man and Bazooka and go, left is clear, it's safe, no web. and then he's going to turn to the one on his right.
And he's like ran the corner, like,
yeah, I was going to say, I feel worse. He's got a head poking up around the
corner. And then he's going to start clearing the one on his right as well next. So
okay,
so flame again.
Yeah, he calls up another flame, and he starts to he drops it on or just touches the edge, and it starts to shimmer away like that. And it's at this point, Julius and Bazooka, Ashenik, you do not see this. Okay, so you do not know this is happening until somebody literally warns you. Okay, it's at this point that right in front of you, Julius and Bazooka, the air shimmers, and this it's almost like a heat haze, and it shimmers more and more rapidly until all of a sudden, standing before you, is a quite large white and blue phase spider that shimmers into existence.
We kind of like yelp out in surprise.
Well, we're going to take our first break there.
Yes.
Oh, good timing.
So, guys, if you're watching this on Twitch, like I hope you are, then we're going to take a 10-minute break now. So, by all means, head off and get something to eat. Go to the toilet or whatever.
Just make sure you come back.
But please make sure you come back, because when you do come back, we will be able to see what is actually going to happen to the spider hating Julius and Bazooka. Okay, we will be back in 10 minutes. So please do come back and don't forget to vote. See you soon.